When an object vibrates, it pushes the surrounding air molecules into one another, starting a chain reaction of collisions through the air. These collisions travel in waves. When they strike your eardrum, it vibrates. This vibration is converted into electrical signals that your brain recognizes as sound.
In the last lecture on social constructs, we defined music as humanly organized sound. This lecture is going to focus on ways that sound is organized in order to create music. There are 4 elements of sound perception that we are going to focus on for this course: pitch, duration, also known as time, loudness, also known as dynamics, and timbre. First, let's go over duration. Duration can be thought of as consisting of 4 elements in music: beat, meter, tempo, and rhythm. To help keep all these terms organized in my brain, I imagine music being a folder on my desktop. When I double-click on that folder of music, I have 4 folders open up: pitch, duration, loudness, and timbre. Now, we've just clicked on duration. And within duration, we find beat, meter, tempo, and rhythm. The beat is a regular pulse found in most music. Usually the beat is heard and felt in a steady, even succession. Meter are groups of beats. Some beats may feel stronger than other beats. Usually we group beats in 2, 3, or 4. Contemporary pop music is usually in 4. Tempo is the speed of the beat, and we have 2 working definitions of rhythm. Rhythm can be thought of as the orderly flow of music through time, or it may also be defined as beat plus meter plus tempo equals rhythm.
You've probably seen one of those machines that measures heart rates, right? They are almost always shown in TV and movies when someone is in a hospital, especially when a person dies and you hear that flatline sound effect. If you use one of those machines to look at the heart rate of a person who is resting, you should notice that each heart palpitation occurs at a consistently steady and regular pulse. We call this a heartbeat. When a person has an irregular heart rate, it is called cardiac arrhythmia. Notice what arrhythmia sounds like. Rhythm. Beat and rhythm are terms that we use in music as well. If you keep in mind the medical application of these words, it can help you remember what beat and rhythm mean when applied to music. Many people use beat when they mean rhythm and vice versa. Let's set the record straight on what they mean and when to use them when describing music. A beat is a steady and regular pulse we hear in music. Just like a normal heartbeat should be regular, the beat in music always is equally spaced and usually doesn't change. Rhythm is the actual flow of music through time. Just as cardiac arrhythmia is irregular, rhythm doesn't have to be equally spaced. Rhythm usually is built upon the beat, which is why you often see drummers or conductors counting off the beat before the music begins. To illustrate how beat and rhythm are different but related, listen to how I say this sentence. I don't care if you go to the store. I will say it again, but this time count the number of beats you hear. I don't care if you go to the store. Let's take the same 9 beats, but use a different sentence. Jackie doesn't like it when you go to the store. Did you notice how some of the beats had more syllables in them than others? That produced a rhythm based on the 9 beats that we established. Take the same sentence and cram it into just 5 beats and you get Jackie doesn't like it when you go to the store. The actual flow of the words is the rhythm, whereas the underlying pulse is the beat. Be sure to like and subscribe for more music-related videos, and as always, thanks for watching.
This is the beat. It's a steady pulse. I've just added meter. The meter is 3. I've just sped up the tempo. And now we have rhythm. So the beat is the steady pulse found in most music. Meter is the regular grouping of beats. Tempo is the speed of the beat. Rhythm can be defined in 2 ways. 1, the orderly flow of music through time, or 2, beat plus meter plus tempo equals rhythm. Now let's take a look at writing some basic rhythms. On the far left, in the top corner, we have what looks like a donut. That is a whole note. A whole note lasts 4 beats. On the far right, we have what looks like a whole or an upside down hat. That is a whole rest. That also gets 4 beats, but that will be 4 beats of silence. Below the whole note, we have a half note on the left, and on the right, we have what looks like a hat. That is a half rest, which gets 2 beats of silence. On the left, below the half note, we have a quarter note. The quarter note gets 1 beat. The symbol that looks like a squiggle on the far right, that is a 1 beat rest. And below the quarter note, we have a quarter note with a flag. That is an eighth note. An eighth note lasts half a beat. On the far right, we have the symbol that looks something like a 7 with a dot on top. That is an eighth rest. And below the eighth note with 2 flags, we have a 16th note. And then on the far right, the double 7 there, that is a 16th note rest. Here is another slide that's really giving you the same information as the previous slide, but it's just another way of looking at it. What we're seeing here is that 1 whole note, which lasts 4 beats, is equivalent to 2 half notes, each of which lasts 2 beats. Each half note is worth 2 quarter notes. A quarter note gets 1 beat. Each quarter note is worth 2 eighth notes. An eighth note gets half a beat. Each eighth note is worth 2 16th notes. A 16th note gets a quarter of a beat. Sometimes eighth notes and 16th notes are grouped together, and sometimes they're separate. On the left, they're separate. On the right, they are grouped together. They really mean the same thing. Here's the beat. Those were whole notes. Each got 4 beats. Those are half notes. Each got 2 beats. Quarter notes. Each of those got 1 beat. Eighth notes. Each of those got half a beat. And 16th notes. Each of those got a quarter of a beat. Notation for tempo can be written in 2 ways. You can use Italian, which you'll see pictured on the right, or you can use a BPM, or beats per minute. In the lower right, you'll see adagio, which translates to slow and stately, 66 to 76 BPM. BPM means beats per minute. Next to Adagio on the lower left, we see an eighth note equals 60. What that means is that we have 60 eighth notes per minute. So each eighth note, the beat for each eighth note will last about 1 second. In conclusion, the four elements of sound perception are pitch, duration, dynamics, and timbre. We've just gone over duration, and duration consists of beat, meter, tempo, and rhythm.